Greetings, Rigil Agateides here, and today we will have the first look at my Challenger Cup deck. Nothing in the deck is finalized until this weekend, and we will be doing testing until then. XC Fest has started, and flying seas will be flying everywhere. Most of our deck is allowed in this XC Fest, so that will be where we will do our testing, while we also do the grind. What we want to test is the consistency of the deck, and the hand trap ratios. And we will also use this opportunity to practice the combos, which are not easy. Here we moved from Master Duel to Dueling Book, where I can rearrange all the cards and make it easier to see. So first we have our free Alpha Vtubers, which is our combo starter. Compared to other Drytrons, Vtuber is the only one to add something that other Drytrons can tribute to summon themselves. This makes our combos 2 cards instead of 3 cards. We also run free Aldebar, because he searches the ritual spell, and this saves up the Fafnir Foolish effect for Gamma instead, which as a result allows us to end on a fresh rank 1 at the end of our turn. Altair is there for when we already have the ritual spell in the hand, and Rastaban to return one of the banished ritual monsters if something goes really wrong and they get banished. Then we have 3 cores to search for Cyber Emergency, which searches all Drytron monsters. It also allows us to go into Chimera Tech Mega Fleet Dragon by tributing the monster on your opponent's extra monster zone, which is specifically for runics and sprites in this meta. And then it also provides a free Almirage if Mega Fleet does not come up. Then we have 1 Foolish, which sets up for the first Drytron in the combo as well. Then we move on to the Ritual monsters. We run 3 Ritual monsters, Drytron Meteonis Draconids, Quadrantids, and Blue Eyes Chaos Max. Draconids is a monster that has targeting protection for monster effects only. He is huge, 4000 attack, and he can send face-up cards on your opponent's field to the graveyard during the opponent's turn. So he is big, he's safe, and he interacts. There's no reason not to run him. And then we have Meteonis Quadrantids. Quadrantids is like the spell trap version of Draconids. He has targeting protection against spell and traps, he is also huge, and he clears the opponent's back row entirely, so he's our option against back row decks. Then finally, the Chaos Max. No one expects it to be there. I think most of you already know Chaos Max's effect. He has good protection, he is also huge, but he doesn't interact. Then why are we putting him here if we already have the other 2 ritual monsters? So against the current meta, we will have to go against Hugin of the Runics. Hugin has 0 defense, Chaos Max has 4000 attack, and he does double piercing, so directly 8000, you win the game. There's also no way that Runics can stop it because it cannot be targeted, it cannot be destroyed by card effects, and there's no drawbacks in us running it. This is not even a Garnet when we have it Blue Eyes Chaos Max in the hand. You can trip it off for Drytron effects to summon themselves. Then we have the spells. The Ritual Spell, which we of course need 1, and then free Fafnir. So Fafnir searches a Drytron spell or trap, which in our case is either Nova, Asterism, or the Ritual Spell itself. But why we are playing him in free here is for a second effect. It can drop a monster's level by 1 for every 1000 attack it has. Which means we can drop all the level of any sprites to 1, and if this happens on their normal summon, they die. Then we can also use it on Sword Souls. If we change a Sword Soul monster's level, it's very likely that they cannot synchro into anything after that. And the same happens to Math Mechs. They are mainly using rank 4 monsters, so if we change one of their monsters to level 3, they cannot exceed anymore, and they don't really run synchro level 7s or anything like that. Nova gets a Drytron monster from the deck, so we'll play 1 when we use Fafnir's search effect, and Asterism is the other search target in case we drill Nova. Asterism can pop a monster on the opponent's field, so it acts as an extra interaction when we either drill Nova or we don't need more monsters. Terraforming searches both Fafnir and the Spellcaster's Village. Slacker Magician or Downer Magician enables us to play Spellcaster Village in this deck, and it is a complete blowout against Runics, so if we can resolve that, that would be great. Finally, we have the Hand Trap War section. So our hand trap of choice is 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effect Veilers, 2 Maxi, 1 Nib, and 1 Nimperm. We play 3 Ash, 2 Carbide, and a Crossout just to stop Maxi, which every deck runs at 3. We all know how powerful Maxi's effect is, but I run 2 because according to my calculations, the optimal number of hand traps we have to run is 10. Any more than that, we start to risk breaking. We chose Veiler over Imperm because it is a level 1 monster, which we can normal summon and act as an extender. It is also a spellcaster monster, so you can use it to enable Spellcaster's Village effect. We don't have to care about the Effect Veiler being destroyed by battle because runic monsters don't attack because of their runic spell effects. Finally, 1 Imperm and 1 Nib for the crossout. Okay, now back to Master Duel, and we figure we have a problem. We have a lot of Yugiohs missing, but they are all from many different packs. I think what we would want to do is to get our 3 Mil Beta Fafnirs first from the Drytron pack, because we need 3 of him, and we also already have a lot of other Drytrons and Exotic cards in that pack, so we will probably get a lot of Yugioh points from that. Okay, now our deck is finished. With 2 Veilers off what we wanted, so instead I put in a Ghost Ogre and a Drow and Lockbird, which were both probably useful to us as well. And just keeping it to hand trap so we have the optimal number of them in our decks, exactly 10. And now we just have to convert into an Ixie Festival usable deck and we can have a test. Let's hope we didn't break as hard as last time. Why do we have a core? Let's see if Fafnir eats an Ash. We can search Asterism. We have enough monsters in the hand. Why is core here? I thought I removed him. Anyways, Cyber Emergency. There we get out. Diva. Aldiva. I don't know how to pronounce it properly. Here we add Quadranids. Then we tribute Quadranids to summon out. Ooh, it's Imperm again. Okay. And then Aldiva, tribute Draconids. And get the ritual spell. Now, problem here. If we walk into Fafnir, it might get negated. Let's see if he does something. Interesting fact, core is a mandatory effect. I really should have just thrown core out no matter what, right? That just checks out for hand traps anyway. Oh, it's like this, okay. I guess we'll ritual summon then. We'll leave the Drytron monster on the field so we have something for Asterism. Let's put Fuven back into the grave. We have 2 sends and 1 level alteration and a pop. This is fine as an endboard, I think. Set the Asterism. Oh, we can return the Drytron back as well. We end our turn here. We should have enough resources for next turn as well. Dark Ruler, nothing we can do about that. Good thing we have 2 spell trapping forms of interaction. Why would you play Dark Ruler in this format? It's not like people... Oh wait, I'm an idiot, should have just popped it. Anyways. Wait, I can change the level, right? No, they don't have 1,000 attack, so I can't. Let's wait. And when the XC summon, we can pop it. Because Quadranis is summoned from the graveyard, so there's always something for them to trigger off. Cast Spittel. And the player can special summon from the graveyards. Okay. And then we can pop her here, just so that she cannot use the second search effect. Which searches a really strong 3 rank 4 XE and then go into the pseudo utopic future. That's how people described it, using 2 XE monsters as material. Back to our turn. We still have a flying sea. Can cyber emergency here. What can we get? Just search Delta out here. Then we get our ritual monster. This might trigger something off their trap cards, that's what I know. Because we're summoning from the grave again. It's kind of sad how we constantly do that. Now we can't trip it from the hand because there's no zones on the field. We have to hard ritual. But this will get rid of their spell traps and deal plenty to default. All gone. Can't target as well. Why did I do this? Oh, whatever. Good thing they gave us a flying sea, so we have enough attack. No need to be afraid of gores here. Now take your own cockroach. Goodbye.